Tom Holland, a name everyone is going to know after this.
Yeah, I hope so.
You did a great job in this movie.
Thank you very much.
Physically demanding?
Yeah. Yeah, it was full on. I mean, I came out of Billy Elliot like 6 weeks beforehand. So I was already in like very like good shape and stuff like that. But yeah, it was very physically demanding. I mean, the tsunami sequence is what we shot first. And that required a lot of stunts and a lot of holding your breath and swimming against the current and that sort of stuff. So yeah, you could say it was a very tough experience.
I would imagine. I mean, you know, being on Broadway and doing that particular show is demanding in one way, but this I think is a whole different kind of physicality.
Yeah, I mean, this has the emotional side to it. Like, I was having to find emotions that I'd never really been there before. I mean, like the idea of losing your mother, losing your brothers and stuff like that, which is very different. But then in Billy, you have sort of 3 hours of constant like working, like gymnastics, dancing, singing, and you have that 3 hours. Whereas on film, you may have like 10 minutes of being in the water, 5 minutes outside, then an hour of school, then back in the water, then back to school. So you do break it up with breaks and stuff like that. So yeah, it was only sort of short bursts of physicality that was needed. But there were times when me and Naomi were stuck in the tank for hours on end.
Of course, you being in this business, you know, for a good length of time.
Yeah.
Is it a little scary to share a screen with Naomi Watts and Ewan McGregor?
Yeah. I mean, the first time I met them, me and my dad were in New York, and I mean, I've grown up with Ewan being Obi-Wan Kenobi and King Kong and stuff like that, and it's just meeting them was so nerve-wracking. But as soon as I met them, I realised that they're just genuine people. They're no different to me and you. And I knew from the moment I met Naomi that I was in safe hands and she was going to guide me throughout the film. She pretty much carried me. She was like my mum on set and off set. Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking, but she was very helpful in a way that she'd never hesitate to give advice or to answer my questions, which there was a lot of. Because I didn't have a clue what was going on sometimes on set. Like, why are they doing that? What does the board mean? Why is this happening? And stuff like that. So a lot of my questions were technical, and then about the day's work, and we would always run lines and stuff. And what's amazing about Naomi is she has like these series of techniques that she would use before a scene. One of them being that we would just literally like scream at each other. Like, no, doesn't have to be words, can just be a series of sounds. And like from screaming at each other, you build like a really weird emotion that you can sort of manipulate into other things.
Oh.
Yeah, so a lot of the times, me and Naomi, for example, in the tree, we were just sat there screaming at each other. And yeah, it was really great. You
know, audiences who are seeing this film are walking out saying it is one of the most real experiences they've ever had in a cinema. How do you respond to that? I mean, this is a life-changing film.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, that was our aim throughout the whole thing. I mean, we always wanted to make this film as truthful and stay along with the story as well as possible. We were always concentrating on making everything look realistic. I mean, the sets that we were on were literally like, one of the sets, the devastation zone, was like 100. It was massive. It was huge, and you could see nothing but devastation. And they would have prosthetic bodies lying around, boats turned upside down, and it was so realistic. I mean, as soon as they say action, me and Naomi were really in the thick of it. I would believe she was my mum, and yeah, so it was very realistic for us on set. And it's really nice to know that thought process that everyone had on set is paying off to the audiences that have seen the film. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's great to see that everyone's hard work is paying off.
Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're my new BFF. What can I say?
Thank you.